You won't be getting any energy for the gym from G Fuel anytime soon. It sounds like. So why don't you give everybody
No,
a rundown
unfortunately.
of your tweet yesterday and what happened?
Well, basically, they just came to me and said that they don't want to be partnered with me anymore because they have new leadership,
Mm-hmm.
which was very weird because prior to this, like I figured that G Fuel was fine with everybody. It didn't matter who you were, what you did. They were just like, yeah, we're just here to like, sell product, and that was it. I was like, okay, it's fine. I wasn't like crazy about G Fuel, but I was like, okay, I might as well as take this because it's like a passive thing. Because most sponsorships, you have to go back and forth. They have to okay things, and then you got to wait for them to say it's okay in your video. And the way I make content, it's so fast that I can't wait for that. So to have a sponsor kind of thing that was, I didn't really need to like be okayed all the time, and it was just kind of like passive all the time.
Right.
I was a lot happier with that personally. But yeah, they just kind of came out of nowhere and were like, "Oh yeah, we don't want to be partnered with you anymore because of your content." So that kind of told me like, "Oh, they don't want to be partnered with anybody that they, I don't know, see leaning a certain way or doing things a certain way, that kind of deal," which was really lame to me because, like, what's the big deal? You know what I mean? But whatever. And that was about it. So
So for
yeah,
reference, how long have you worked with G Fuel?
about a year almost, I believe.
Okay.
And then I was just editing my video. Well, I was writing it first actually, and then I got that email from G Fuel, and then I was like, "Uh oh, here we go." And I opened it up and started reading it, and then I was just kind of smiling the whole time. So I was like, I knew this was going to happen eventually. It was bound to happen. I didn't know they had new leadership though. I didn't know that was happening.
Mm-hmm.
So when that kind of came about, that was interesting to say the least. And then turns out they got invested by like two new companies. It's in my new video. I can't remember their names off the top of my head, like First Brew and some other one.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, now they're just I don't know. Like I'm the only person that I know of that's been dropped by G Fuel. Who knows if they're going around dropping other people that make similar content or whatever? Because in my video, I even say like people like Keemstar are on G Fuel, and like I guess that kind of content's fine, but my content's not. And I'm not trying to attack Keemstar or anything like that. It's just like where they draw the line, I guess, when it comes to problematic content. Um, and it kind of just showed me that they were just not willing to partner with someone that was making content that was maybe not the way they wanted, which I don't think a brand like that should have a say in what you make anyway. People were telling me to look up some other drink company, Gamer Up or something, Game Up.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what it's called, but I'm just kind of done with sponsorships for now. I haven't done a legitimate sponsorship on a video of mine for like 2 years,
Hmm.
so I'm
So
just kind of like I'm good, thanks.
So had you sold? I mean, usually when you're a sponsor, you receive some sort of notifications when or you have some sort of dashboard that you can look at that tells you how many units you've sold. Have they been transparent in the past about how much product you've helped them move?
Yeah, I mean they like every time you sell something, like it pops up on your phone almost like a text message.
Oh, okay.
Um, to be honest with you, like in terms of my revenue, like G Fuel's probably like the least profitable out of anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like for me money wise that I was salty about anything because like the money you make from G Fuel is like it's not unless you're like a PewDiePie or something, you're probably not making a livable anything off of G Fuel. So I was like not mad about the money or anything. It's just more about the principle of like, are you guys really drawing a line in the sand now? When when you look at the landscape of entertainment of the world, things are changing. I mean, I hate to get political, but let's be real. Like, the Republicans kind of won everything in America.
Right.
Canada's starting to go more down conservative pathways. The Gamergate thing is happening. A lot of this stuff is failing. And then you thinking your bright-eyed idea is to kind of attack someone that's also a part of like where things are going. It just didn't really make sense to me from like a visibility and like in like a product image standpoint. Some people told me that I shouldn't be talking out about this, that it might hurt my brand recognition in the future. But to be real with you, like I don't take sponsorships for like anything pretty much for the most part. I mean, my emails are full of sponsorship, like, you know, I have like all kinds of stuff that wants to do stuff with me, but I just like don't do it because my content comes out so fast.
Right.
I don't really have the time to like deal with these things. So I just like don't do them. Um and it's not that even I hate it. I hate any of the brands that reach out to me. It's just that I just don't have time
Right.
to
Right.
like, because like I said, like my content is made the day before, right? Like the video that came out today, I made it yesterday, and that's like how I do it. Right?
Mhm.
It's not like I make a video and then I sit on it for a week.
Right.
So
It's not
for
meant to
people that
be
make like the bigger videos,
right.
yeah.
It's not meant to be like super evergreen to where people can find it a year from now, and it's more
Some of
about
my
the news.
content is evergreen sometime, but that was more like my earlier stuff.
Right.
But like doing the news and stuff like that, like obviously it's like you guys know it's about like being in the now in the moment. So
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't really have the time for some sponsorship to say like, oh, we don't like the way you worded this or whatever. So you have to wait till it runs through all the different channels for like 2 to 3 days before you figure it out. So I can't wait that long. So that's why most of the time I just don't do sponsorships. That's the
So
real reason, honestly.
Blabs, you have his tweet pulled up. Can
Yes.
you pull that up, please, real fast? I just want to take a quick glance at this. And it has you included the email as well. Is that right?
Yeah.
In the email. So I wanted to kind of go through this real fast. It says the big thing is they has got. So I'm sure as you know, which you didn't know, right? G Fuel has gone under recent leadership changes. This is I guess a company acquired them or new management or something. So. With those changes, our partnership team has been tasked with reviewing and assessing our current roster of talent, affiliates, and partners. Additionally, leadership have put some strict guidelines up regarding our affiliates' approach to content across all mediums. Did you follow up to this email at all, Endymion?
No, I didn't answer him at all.
Okay, because I.
I did go on G Fuel and I did talk to a customer rep
Mhm.
and I asked them about it, and they were just kind of like straight up like, we just can't help you. So I
Okay.
kind of went okay, and then I went on G Fuel because I thought first like this email must be fake, right? So I went on G Fuel and then because usually when you go on there you have like a little ambassador dashboard thing,
Yep.
and then you can go on there and check your stuff.
Hmm.
You can see like how many sales you have, how much you've made, whatever milestones you passed. And when I clicked on it, like all of the usual stuff was gone, and I couldn't technically apply anymore. So it's kind of like they closed me off from that, if you will.
Right.
So when I saw that, I kind of just went like, oh, okay. So they've just like severed ties with me completely. They don't want to talk about it, nothing, which is fine. I mean, like whatever, it is what it is. Again, like I said, it's not money wise, it wasn't much anyway, so it's fine. But it's just like I said, it's more about the principle of like when you do stuff like this, you know that the creators are gonna call you out on it, be like, well, like, can we talk about this? Can you not just immediately jump to a conclusion,
Right.
not realizing that it's gonna look bad, but like what's done is done now. And yeah,
But
that's about it pretty much.
I'd be really interested to see if you followed up and you asked them specifically what their strict guidelines are, right? Specifically, like what is the line that you can cross? Because that's the one thing that we're seeing now in this space. We talked about Riot a couple of weeks ago, Riot and their new terms of service where they can if you're playing their game and even if you're not playing their game, you have the game minimized and you're streaming it and you say something that they deem offensive, then you could be removed from their creator program or for whatever it is.
That's a big reason why I don't play. I will never play Valorant,
Mm-hmm.
because people that don't know about stuff like that, like because Valorant's Riot Games, they actually have a clause in their contract at that specific developer. I don't know if everyone else has this, but Valorant, like Riot Games, definitely has this. If you say or do anything that they deem to be bad, let's say, right? Even if you didn't say anything bad, like you get mass reported, whatever it is, someone trolls you with that. Valorant has this thing in their clause where, like, if you're playing on Xbox or PlayStation, especially, maybe it doesn't matter as much for PC. Maybe it does,
Mm-hmm.
but if you're playing on PlayStation or Xbox, if Valorant deems you for whatever reason to have broken their terms of service, even if like you think you haven't done anything wrong, they have the right to literally, and I'm not kidding you, ban your whole PlayStation account or your whole Xbox account, and like
Oh, I've
literally
seen
like
that.
straight up like brick your PlayStation so you can't play games anymore and you lose access to everything because of this one game. It'd be different if it was like, oh, I don't know, you did something that they didn't like in Valorant, whatever, and they go, okay, you can't play Valorant anymore, but you still have access to your whole library of like whatever it is you have on PlayStation or Xbox. No, they have the right to literally just say like, no, you screwed this up. Now you lose everything. Like, you want to play Final Fantasy on your PlayStation? Too bad. You want to play Xbox Game Pass? You can't anymore. We're banning everything. So when I heard that, I didn't even chance playing Valorant. And it's not like I even go out of my way to say anything bad online when I play games or anything like that. It's just like, for example, right? My name on my Activision Call of Duty account name used to be Endymion TV.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was randomly getting flagged for like bad conduct, but I'm like, that doesn't make any sense because like I don't talk in-game chat at all. I just played the game and like, shoot people and whatever.
Right.
So it's obvious that people were just seeing my name and then just reporting me because they saw my name.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So the same thing could have happened to me if I played. I changed my name on Activision, so it's no longer Endymion TV. So it hasn't happened since, which kind of proves my point. But that's the thing, right? It's like these companies can just kind of just go like, yeah, we don't think you like align with our things, even though they give you no clear examples, and then they just kind of remove you. It's like, okay, cool, that's ridiculous, but
Right.
it is what it is, I guess. So that's why I wouldn't play Valorant myself personally.
And so to be clear, did they reach out to you? Just going back to G Fuel, did they reach out to you initially, or did you reach out to them?
They reached out to me.
And you were making
Like
the same
all sponsorships reach out to me.
right? And you were making the same type of content you were then as you are now.
Yeah. Then when they reached out to me, I was probably like, I don't know, mid 100,000 subscribers. I'm at like over 300 now. So they were reaching out to me. I was making content. I mean, I was pissing off IGN, the Gamer, GameSpot, everybody. You know what I mean? Like talking about all this stuff. So they reached out to me, like knowing what I was making. That this is someone that talks on video games and has a voice here. So clearly, I think the reason why it happened, obviously, was the change in leadership. That's the only explanation that I can find that makes any sense, because it's very obvious before, like the way it looked anyway. From I remember when G Fuel like reached out to me, I remember asking them like kind of like you guys are okay with what I make, like it's fine, like you're not gonna get mad or whatever. And they're like, yeah, we don't care, like just do whatever you want. Like, okay, if you say so, because if you told me otherwise, I would not partner with you at all, because I'm not going to change my content because some sponsor is, mad about it or whatever. I'd be like, okay, cool. You guys can go kick rocks then, because I'd rather keep what I'm doing and what I'm making than have to bow down to some company that I don't even like, know very well.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I didn't know where they're just like, oh yeah, we want to just remove you. So I was like, okay, clearly this change in leadership meant that there was someone up there that was like, we got to get rid of everyone that is doing this,
Right.
or has this viewpoint, whatever it is.
Right. And once again, you pointed out like, other people who have more controversial takes, but you're just doing it in this space. It's totally ass backwards. So what is the call to action? We'll let you roll here in a second, because I know you want to enjoy your day off. But what is the call to action? What do you want people to do about it? Do you want people to stop buying G Fuel? Do you care? Like, what's your thoughts on all this?
I personally don't care either way.
Okay.
Like if you want to buy G Fuel, go ahead. Like I don't really care what you do with your money in this sense. Like if you want to support G Fuel, you like what they're making, go ahead. I'm just letting people know that like there's very clearly someone that works there that doesn't like what I represent or what I do, which in turn connects to games. Is it because I'm friends with Grums? Is it because I'm rattling the cages? Is it because I have insiders telling me stuff that maybe I shouldn't know about? Like how recently, like about a week and a half ago, I talked to people that worked on Star Wars Eclipse. The game doesn't even come out till like 27, 28. And like, I already know the whole story to that game. I know the name of the main villain of Star Wars Eclipse. It's badass, by the way. I promised I wouldn't say the main villain's name because they asked me not to. I can tell you the initials of the main villain.
Uh-oh.
It's SK. And it's really cool. So I know stuff about games that are coming out, but maybe that's why they don't like me, is because I'm like talking about things they don't want me to talk about, something like that maybe. But if my choice is I keep doing what I'm doing, or I bow down to some, corporation that I don't really have that much loyalty to, the answer is always gonna be my content. Like I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing because G Fuel tells me, oh, if you've been bad, so now we're not gonna partner with you. It's like, okay, cool. I don't it doesn't make a difference to me. It's just more about the principle than anything else for me, you know? So
Right.
yeah, that's about it for me,
Well,
really.
well, good for you, man.